Sunday marks the 40th anniversary of one of the Tri-State's darkest days, the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire. 165 people died in the nightclub that was packed for a performance of a popular entertainer named John Davidson.
Too many people in a space with too few exits added up to tragedy when curtains, seat cushions, and carpets caught fire and filled the place with toxic fumes. The fire took many lives and changed even more. Local 12's Joe Webb takes us back.
Today, it's just a scrub-covered hill with a makeshift memorial above US 27. 40 years ago, it was a showplace that became the home of the nation's third most deadly nightclub fire. On May 28, 1977, then Southgate Fire Chief Dick Riesenberg was the first firefighter on the scene.
I thought, wow, this is a big one. This is the big one.
Within minutes, he found out just how big when the first firefighter inside the massive club came back with shocking news.
And he said, you better go out and tell the chiefs what's going on here. We got people dead all over the joint, all over this exit right here, and they piled up.
In the end, 165 people died in the Beverly Hills fire, despite the heroic efforts of hundreds of firefighters, club employees, and patrons. The Kentucky State Fire Marshal blamed aluminum wiring for starting the fire. Overcrowding, no sprinklers, and limited exits contributed to the death toll. 4 decades later, it still haunts Dick Riesenberg.
40 years means to me that I still think about those people. The dead, the injured, I do. As my wife can tell you, it's not a every night thing, but occasionally I fight that fire in my sleep. After 40 years, you would think it would quit. It don't.
The property has been touted as part of several development plans, but none have worked out. There's a state highway marker, there are a couple of makeshift memorials, but 40 years after 165 people died at Beverly Hills, there is still no permanent, official memorial. It's a contentious point for some, but for others, the 40th anniversary is about living legacies. CARI KETTMAN's parents, Bob and Sue KETTMAN, died at Beverly Hills. She was 2, her older sisters 7 and 8. KETTMAN was launched on a difficult trajectory, but now is in a great place.
Rather than get fixated on structures and memorials and those types of things, I guess how I've always, for me, what's important to me is memorializing them every day and the choices that I make, the life that I live, and the legacy that I'm able to give and show my children. You have to look really hard to find the good in a tragedy, but it can be there if you look hard enough.
40 years is a lot of time to look for the good or the bad in what happened at Beverly Hills. What's clear is it's important to just keep looking and never forget. In Southgate, Joe Webb, Local 12 News.
A group of Beverly Hills survivors and family members are meeting Sunday afternoon to honor the memory of the people who died in the fire. They're meeting from 2 till 5 at the Southgate Community Center. Weather permitting, they do plan to visit the site.